Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tavern. We got drama between the PGA and their policy board, and we had an amazing event last week, but we got an even major event this week. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Tavern. The world of sport has never been more exciting since the Masters to now.
Wow, hot take.
Like, we got everything going on. I mean, I'm kind of biased in what I'm saying also on this, because I got on one screen here, I got the Fever game going with Caitlin Clark's regular season debut. I got the Pacers-Knicks game going on up here. The NHL playoffs are super exciting right now.
I've got that on, and let's hope the Bruins don't have to play against the officials tonight.
Like,
bullshit.
It's been, well, that's what it was. I said with the Pacers, like, it's been officiating's been a hot topic going on here, but we are in an amazing sports time frame right now. And plus, what we're going to get into here in a few minutes, we got drama on the PGA Tour with the PIF, with everything else that's going on. So it's everything.
Hold up. The worst part is Dave. We're gonna have to come back in here.
I mean, we don't even know where Dave is right now. We're hoping.
We're hoping
he just got home. All right, but
we're hoping that he's not. I'm not in Kansas anymore. What?
He just got home. He just texted us. So this is. I will say, sports is very exciting right now, and it's a fun time for sports. Baseball is back. Baseball's been having some great games for everybody out there, to be honest with you. I wish I could have gone to some of the games here at the Indianapolis Indians because that pitcher who's now on the Pirates is going to be phenomenal.
You missed on that one.
Yeah, I just
that was kind of like when we were all down here and John Rocker was in Orlando.
Exactly, like there's
playing for the O-Rays. Yeah,
there's so much, but it's a great time to be watching sports right now. It's exciting. Yep. You had the Timberwolves going into Denver and winning 2 games. And then Denver returned the favor. So they went into Minnesota, and so that game's on after this game. So it's exciting. So let's get into first round.
All right, Greg. So last week after our show, word came out that there were a couple of the policy board members that did not want to let Rory back into the PGA Tour policy board.
Well, there seemed to be a vote.
There was a vote, and there were some people that weren't too happy about it. Oh, look who's joined us at the bottom here. Let's add him in.
Welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome to the broadcast.
Tavern.
Hey, hey, Dave. I just wanted to point this out. We've shown this already, but wanted to throw this up here for you. And then news came out that Rory was actually still going to sit in on some of the negotiations, even though he isn't a policy board member. He was going to sit on some of the negotiations with the PIF. And then news came out yesterday. News broke late yesterday about Jimmy Dunn stepping down. That's huge news.
That's huge news for this.
Much like when Rory stepped down after being the sacrificial lamb, Jimmy Dunn was basically the face of the pack and the sacrificial lamb and was doing these negotiations behind the scenes with the PIF. He was the guy that was in front of Congress testifying. He was the face at that point.
Was he only in front of Congress testifying because Jay was out with an undisclosed health injury?
That's right. I forgot about that. He was out with an undisclosed health. And that was that during the PGA last year? Was that last year during the PGA?
About that. It's this time of year.
At that time,
It was about this time last year.
Here's the other funny part about this. Jimmy Dunn and Rory McIlroy are very close. Jimmy Dunn is the president of Seminole. He's the lead booster at a university called Notre Dame. He is also, Rory's father is a member at Seminole.
Yeah.
Dunn's statement said that he felt like the players outnumbering them didn't give anyone else a vote now on the policy board, and he didn't like that.
That's, I think, an interesting fact, because the players are the ones who are out there. They need to have a say on this, but I think there needs to be a balance in the two. And it doesn't seem like there's any leadership going on here. Like, there needs to be a balance that says, hey, we need someone who's going to lead and say, hey, this is what it's going to be. It can be 50-50, but it can't just be 100% the players, because having just the players, then it's a players run league, and that's not great. I think they need a voice.
Here, Greg, hot take this. Mark this.
On it.
When was the last time that a professional athlete running a sports team was successful? And by success, I mean championship caliber sports team.
Does Jerry West count for the Lakers?
Ownership wise. I don't mean GM, I mean ownership. And I'll say this, Magic Johnson is an NBA player owning a baseball team with a bunch of other people's money.
But he's a former NBA player. Like, no one, these are current players too.
Right.
So
but let's
the only person I can think of is LeBron James. He owns Manchester United. He is a part owner of Manchester United.
No, he's not. It's Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
Is it Liverpool? Okay, I thought it was Man.
Yeah, he's with John.
6 and 1 half, half dozen the other. Let's upset the soccer fans.
So Jordan couldn't do it. Jordan's the GOAT. Jeter couldn't do it. And now you have golfers trying to play the game at this level running the PGA Tour. That to me is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster.
I don't think that they should be running the PGA Tour. I think that they should have a say. I do think they are not listened to, and they need to have a 50-50 balance here, but it can't just be one or the other. And you can't have the inmates running the asylum. And that's what this is almost turning into with it. But you need that balance in. You can't just lean on Tiger Woods. I think you need to. I think he should have a say in it. I think Rory should have a say in it. I think everyone should have a say in it. But I think the players need to almost, I'm not going to say unionize, but they need to vote some players that they think represent their voice. And that is 50% of this board. That's what it should be.
Now,
but you also need business leaders out there.
We've said multiple times, I know I've said it, Greg, you've said it, we've talked about this on this show, that we wondered if the PGA Tour was negotiating in good faith. Questioned that multiple times on the show. Jimmy Dunn said in his statement that they're no closer to a deal than, what was it, a year ago,
where
they said, hey, framework deal. Wasn't it June 6th? I want to say it was between the PGA when they first announced this. So we're nearly a year away. We're a year at this point from when they made that announcement. And I just wonder, is the tour negotiating in good faith still? Do they want this deal? Or did they really just merely do this? And at the end of the day, they are going to get Jon Rahm to death.
I don't think they're going to get Jon Rahm to death. I don't think it's a negotiation. I don't think there's negotiations happening. No. I think this was just a knee-jerk reaction that was done very wrong, like by Monahan. I think he did it for the right reasons. He needed to stop the bleeding on some things.
Right.
But
did it get them the opportunity to get $3 billion from the Strategic Sports Group saying, hey, you guys come in so they don't have to? Is this, it's a dumb way around a long game, but was this a ploy to get an American investor rather than the PIF?
And
I don't know. Point. Here's the other thing, though. The money from the Strategic Sports Group really went to, the majority of it went to this this money and this equity stake that the players got. I'm worried that they're still going to get John Rahm to death, even if they equity them, because the tour can't sustain. They don't make enough money to sustain. They're paying the elevated event purses. They don't make enough money from sponsors. You know, sponsors like Wells Fargo and a longtime sponsor that dropped. Honda dropped last year. They had the Cognizant this year. You are going to go down the road. And do I think that there are things that need to change at the PGA Tour level? There are. They don't. Okay.
So
they haven't focused on the fans at all.
Maybe I've missed this, and because I'm late a lot.
There's that.
Why did they give Tiger $100 million?
Because Tiger
doesn't play. Because Tiger, it's Tiger Woods, but he's not the one out there playing every week. Why did he get the biggest share?
Well, and that's the thing right now. There's no organization. There's no, they're just kind of like, oh, we need to fix this. Oh, we need to fix this, instead of sitting down and saying, hey, let's put a structure behind this and say, here's what we need to do moving forward. Let's finish out this year. Starting next year, we now have this money. Let's put it towards X, Y, and Z. Let's start doing this. But they're not doing that. They're just putting Band-Aids on things and thinking it's a solution. It's not.
Here's the other thing, though.
Angel Hernandez could see this coming.
Wow. Dave.
That was a good one,
Dave.
High five
on that, Dave. I think the problem that we have is that the tour hasn't been. They're not being transparent, nor are they going to be until they're ready to announce. It's the same thing they do with the tour schedule every year, is that they announce it late because they continue to tweak it. So they're not going to tell us what they're doing. Do I think that the three of us should have a seat at the table and bring another point of view to this? I do. I'm biased. I feel like we deserve that shot, but they're not giving it to us, so screw them.
How do we deserve that shot? We don't deserve this shot. I'm just
saying,
we just want this shot. Let's not say we deserve it. We haven't done anything.
I'm gonna sit at the table with my golf and dad's koozie and my beer, and hey, this is a great idea.
But that's a good point, is that I also think you need that kind of fan interaction and in there, because that's what you want, is you want the fans' opinion that's in there, but you also want and you want that balance between all three, because it needs to be a business. It drives its on fans' involvement. Every sport does. Yep. And you also need the players to be playing for what they think is equitable. And
here's the thing: you need you need the fan buy-in. You don't need the waste management fan buy-in. Not saying that there's things wrong with waste management fans. You don't need the group around 6 in the Coliseum there. That's, some of those are real golf fans there. Some of them are just there for the event.
Well, that's where I think you look at someone like us in here, and that's where I think we could do a good job at it, in the sense of, hey, we think that is a good thing for golf. We're not 100% golf purists that think it needs to be like the olden days and that. Yeah. There needs to be a balance there too. And I think they need to look at this from every angle and say, hey, what's going to work? We've put some great ideas out here, I believe, on things with team events, things with side games, things with the regular game staying the same, but making it a more fan appealing thing and a more player appealing thing, to be honest with you. And if you do those two things, I think the money will come and show there, because I got Caitlin Clark on this screen here, and look at what she's done just by her presence in the WNBA. When you have
they have charter planes now.
Well, you know why? How they have that? Because of the Golden State Valkyries, because of their initiation fee that they had to pay to come into the league. That's paying for the charter flights.
Yeah.
I want to read the quote from the PGA Tour member, and I almost think that these PGA Tour players are a little out of touch, and I've felt this for a while, even the guys that went to live.
Fleet out of
players have lost trust in the board because
of
the backdoor deals and the governance. The more players are getting involved, the more they realize things aren't being run the way they want from the top down. The players have told the rest of the board they want to run it and don't trust the board. Here's my problem with that. Play golf. That's your job. I mean, we all worked at Disney. Could you imagine the frontline union cast member at Disney saying, well, this isn't run the way we want, so we want to run things and you guys need to leave? What?
It's called when the union goes on strike. Stephen. It's
That's
happened
yeah.
multiple times.
Point of
But
parliamentary
But
procedure.
that's a good point. But they need
Yeah.
to. I think the PGA Tour also needs to look at this and say, because if I'm looking at this as a board member, I'm almost looking at Monahan doing that backhanded deal. I get why you did it, but now you need to make some changes. Is it that Monahan needs to go and there needs to be a new face in there that can start fresh? Because they almost need that fresh start. Or can Monahan start fresh and make these changes instead of just like, knee-jerk reaction to everything? Because that's what it feels like. Because the players are always going to be like this. They're always going to say they want this, they want that. And you have to listen to them. But right now, you're not listening to them. You're just reacting to what Liv's doing and trying to react to that instead of saying, the tour, it's a good product. Stop trying to mess with it.
Like, how many times have we seen, outside of hockey, because I feel they change, leadership, like some people change bed sheets. But from David Stern to
Adam Silver,
to Roger, to Roger Goodell and Bud Selig, and all the way down, there's a lot of guys, and we saw it from Eisner to Iger. Sometimes guys hold on too long trying to think, to do the right thing. And, that's where the new blood and the new ideas, even if they're promoting from within the same regime, there's sometimes the three of us share one brain, and, most of Greg's ideas are better than the two of ours.
Okay, that wasn't high five worthy. That wasn't high five.
High five, Dave. High five. That's high five worthy. There we go.
But I'm not wrong.
But here's the thing.
That's the thing. We have a balance between what we talked about, because we don't do everything one of us says. We come together and we say, hey, let's do this. Oh, I don't like that idea, but maybe this, or hey, let's try that and see how it works. It's not a dictatorship, and that's kind of what it feels like.
Dave, just sit over there.
Dave, just show up.
on time. Okay.
we had practice tonight.
You got dad duty. I got you.
I got dad duty. Then I had to make some dinner. But it's leadership sometimes is holding on too long to a point of power that's saying, I need to be able to fix this before I can move on. And you're so far in the hole, you can't see the top of it anymore.
But here's the problem.
You're always right.
I had a conversation the other day with a buddy of mine, and he was talking about his son who plays hockey here in Central Florida, which obviously there aren't very many hockey players in Central Florida, as we all know. And I said, so is he going to go to college and play hockey? He goes, no, I told him to go get a law degree because the smartest guy in the NHL is Gary Bettman, that he can play club hockey in college, but that's what he can do. At the end of the day, businessmen make business decisions. Athletes make athlete decisions. And I think the challenge that I see with the people that are on this policy board and the players that are there is they're going to look out for the players. At the end of the day, they're going to run a business into the ground. Why do all these players have agents and everybody else that handles their money for them? That's what scares me going forward from a policy board perspective, where the tours, where the players, you've got the inmates running the asylum now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The balance is like, you want the inmates. I was going to say inmates. You want the players' opinion, but it can't be the only thing. There needs to be that balance, because you need to know what you're doing. Because here's the thing: we've all been leaders out there before in different industries, and I can't be a good leader if I'm just dictating and barking orders. I have to listen to what my staff want, because that's part of it. But I also have to make the decision of, is it the right business decision too? And sometimes yes, and we're going to go to it. But then you explain to it. It's also like being a parent. You have to tell your kids, like, hey, we're not going to do that because A, I've done it and it didn't work, or B, because it's just not a good idea because you're a 3-year-old like my kid. So it's sometimes you need that.
Dirt is not a well-balanced diet.
Well balanced. But that's the way we got to look at this. But I think there's a lot to be done. And here's the thing: we've been talking about this for a year now, literally.
Well, and Tiger said, they asked him about the ongoing negotiations. He said they're going slow.
Slow is an understatement. Nothing is happening. So at this point, it's let's fix it and move on. But I think they need to put together a committee or a different board and say, hey, this is the future of the tour, and let's fix it for that, and stop trying to put band-aids on things and just throwing money at stuff that doesn't need to be thrown at.
Right.
All right. Let's get into happy hour.
Want to be here, right? Okay.
All right, I'm going to start with this. Is Valhalla one of the best named golf courses?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
that's an
it's pretty
awesome name.
The trophy
saying
really
be
needs to be an axe.
It's the PGA Championship trophy, so it doesn't
So
change.
the PGA of America used to own Valhalla,
They did.
and they sold it, and they sold it back to the membership. The membership now owns it,
Yep.
and that's when they built Frisco.
Which Frisco
and-
is a fun course.
I think that, still going back there to a great golf course that has great history and great winners at. I mean, Tiger won there. Wasn't this the Tiger Bob May win?
It was Tiger Bob May and
Rory's
was
won
it-
there.
Rory,
won that,
Phil,
so-
and Ricky. So as long as
Yeah.
the sun doesn't go down, hey, we have a
Rory-
good shot here.
Rory's the defending champion at this course.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
We
From
know who
his
Dave's-
last major win 10 years
we
ago.
know who Dave's picking.
It's a duck race.
it's a duck race to see who gets it. So
You're
It's a
right.
duck race.
so we'll have to go there. But
Well,
The
I don't know.
issue
Do I
is-
want to take Rory as he's filing for divorce?
Yeah, because now it's golf only.
Yeah.
Really, game on, golf only.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Him
go.
and Tiger sharing a place.
Right, right.
Wow.
They're gonna put the two. They're gonna put the two of them together.
Can we get bunk
No,
beds?
Rory's paired with DJ in the first round.
We'll have room for more activities.
All right, so golf course is great. We'll agree to that. The golf course is amazing.
yeah.
It's a great golf course.
Here, I'm gonna before we get into that, let's talk about the field a little bit here. Let's take this back to a year ago, when Steve probably is quoted as saying, "Why are PGA professionals playing in this tournament?"
Thank you for bringing that up.
Do you
Dave,
still
Michael
Steve,
Block,
there.
why PGA
Well,
professionals
Michael,
are playing
do you still
in
have an
this?
opinion? Do you still have an opinion about that from a year ago coming into now?
Again, one outlier. Like, you know what? If I want him to play great this week.
One outlier is all it takes.
It's a Cinderella
It's
story.
it's why people try and qualify for the U.S. Open. It's one outlier is all it takes.
Man, I was waiting for you to say something else to that, trying to qualify for the U.S. Open and throw it back to me and you caddying for me, and I'm surprised you didn't go there.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
How exciting would the U.S. Open be this year if someone who did the longest day in golf ends up taking the longest route to winning the U.S. Open? This is kind of the same thing for the PGA. It's like these are where the PGA professionals that are out there that are teaching professionals at courses
Yep.
to make a name for themselves. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love that about this event.
I ate crow after the event. I did say that, you know what? I did
Yeah.
eat crow.
Yeah, but we have to keep bringing it up, or we aren't your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, true.
It's like posting about the Super Bowl or you carrying a
You know.
scorecard and wearing a headset.
You know, hey, got to do it. But I think that the championship itself, I still think it's a great one. I think that there's a lot of great golf to be played this week. I do want to give a couple shout outs to some of our friends and past guests this week. Really quickly, did anyone see the Dormy Workshop putter cover with the horse head?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we were talking about that. That is a
Filthy.
yeah.
Filthy. And if you haven't seen it, go check out Dormy Workshop's PGA drop this week. And then Golf WRX today posted a video on TikTok of John Daly playing at the PGA Championship and showed off his new irons. And shout out to
Wedge
our buddy
FX.
Lee from Wedge FX. Put the hog on there and John Daly's signature on his irons. So shout out to Lee. If you haven't seen that, go over to Golf WRX TikTok page. The video is pretty amazing. And showed off John's new irons that Lee just got in the bag for him. So good for John. Good for Lee. Good for Dormy.
I do have John Daly's odds for later on,
Perfect.
just because it's John Daly.
I love it.
You know, Dave's.
John Daly.
Damn right I am. He has the same odds as Michael Block, so let's put it that way.
That's what we should do. We should actually. Here's the thing. One of us picks Tiger. One of us picks Daly, and one of us picks Block. That's it. That's for this one.
And whoever finishes better.
Yeah.
Miscut. I think Block has the best chance to make a cut of that group.
Yeah. Probably.
But no, you know what? I think that there's I do like that they moved the championship to May, because I always felt like May was just kind of you had the Masters and you had this big long drag to the U.S. Open, and having the PGA in May now keeps you going with another major this month.
Well, and I felt like this being the last major, you have so much hype behind the Masters, and both Opens, that like this was kind of like, okay, that this is just finishing it off. I like where this ends, and you end with the Opens now. Like, I think this flows a little bit better. I didn't like it at first, but the more I think about it, I like the way this flows. This week, I will say, there are so many good storylines that could happen this week.
Scotty coming back after the birth of his first child.
You got Scotty, you got Koepka and Rory all coming off wins in their last events.
Now I'm going to throw this out there for betting purposes later. Ted Scott will not be on the bag Saturday for Scotty.
Yep, and I was going to talk about that too. That's another one, but that's a good thing. Like, that's where we're golfing dads. He said family comes first. He has a family obligation.
And Scotty believes that. Scotty said yes, family comes first. And I have a funny feeling that Ted Scott is probably flying on Scotty's plane to his daughter's graduation. That Scotty is taking care of it.
He said Scotty picked his friend that can rake bunkers the best. That's why he's on the bag Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Here's the question. Is Buddy's on the bag Saturday? Does that mean Scotty's going to break out the stand bag on Saturday, or is he going full on staff bag for him on Saturday?
Full on staff bag.
It's full on staff bag.
It's probably one of the guys that stayed with him in Hilton Head in his old college group,
house.
Airbnb that they had there. Yeah. And speaking of Angel Hernandez, he's at the Red Sox Tampa game tonight.
Oh, nice. God.
On first.
Well, the other thing
that means he'll be behind home plate tomorrow night.
The other storyline that we have here is Jordan going for the Grand Slam. We talked about Rory going for it at Augusta. Now Jordan's going for it. You got JT in his home state, where he's won.
Who always shows up for the PGA.
Yeah, he's won that.
Charlie McAvoy just scored. We're up 2-1.
The Pacers game is close. It's been a good one so far too. So we're giving the updates on that.
We got hockey, we got basketball, and I'm watching baseball. So.
I got the Fever Sun game on here. I got the Pacers Knicks game on here.
Florida's
here's the thing with the PGA. I like you have the live guys coming back. This is an event that Brooks won last year. After finishing second to Rahm at the Masters. This final I hate to see it at the majors that it takes the majors to bring a lot of these guys back in, and this goes back to our points from before. But we're coming off of a hot streak. The weather's getting nice. It's supposed to be a really nice weekend. There we saw some great golf this past weekend. It's a toss up. Just even looking at the top 10, and then you get to Wyndham Clark, which is a whole another disappointing story. It's gonna be a dogfight. Here, and I feel it's not going to be U.S. Open style conditions, but I don't see 14-15 winning this. I see 8-10.
All right,
this is a tough course. Like it's not gonna have the layout and like the high rough of stuff, but it's not an easy course. You got the 13th hole, which has that island green on it, and it's a par 4. Like it. I love the just 6-pack, like just reaching in for one day. That was perfect.
It's a 4-pack.
I know,
but
this is.
It's
a major.
I'm gonna call it right now. 8 to 10 wins it.
Ooh. I like 10-12. I like 10-12.
Yeah, but it's gonna be those numbers right in there.
So here's the thing:
odds with
the scoring
Dave.
average.
What's your
scoring
thought this
average
week?
this year?
They get to use rangefinders this week.
I don't
Yes,
see any. It's a caddy. It's the same thing.
I-
It's not like you do the numbers, you get that on there. It's
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would use them more often because
it
doesn't
speeds
make a
up the pace of play.
yeah.
These guys are good enough anymore that the rangefinder, 175, 176, it kind of makes a difference. We saw Rory on 18, blow a 9-iron, over the back of the green on, 8-putt for double bogey. But you're still gonna, these guys are still human. They're still gonna cook. It was a figure of speech. You could.
I was trying to figure out 8-putt for double bogey.
I know. These guys are still human. And that's what's great about the game of golf is any of us can hit a shot from 175 to 2 feet, but these guys, the difference between 175 and 176 is, 2 miles an hour on a swing.
Yeah.
Bradley, I know you couldn't stay away. It's all right here. Greg and I made a trade too, so don't worry about it, Brad. That's coming up later.
Joe Wazorek is taking the over. Joe, I'm with you on that. If it's 10, I'll take the over with you, Joe.
To be honest, on tour this season, the average has been about 18 under has been the wins this year on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
The outlier has been there was 2 events. One of them you're drinking out of the cup from.
Yeah.
At 11. So
where'd Bay Hill finish? Wasn't Bay Hill?
Bay Hill was 12 or 14.
14.
Yeah.
Bay Hill was 14. Scotty at 14. Yeah.
Oh,
14
yeah, he ran away. He ran away with it. Yeah, he ran
14 to 23 that's been the range of under par for the win.
But I feel the PGA
12s
is just they're going to set this course up different to rein that in a little bit this week.
I've always felt though that the PGA does a much better job than the United States Golf Association at setting up their golf course for tournament play. They were the ones, they don't go with the extreme deep rough. They taper the rough going in. They were the first ones to run that wider cut line in that first cut. I actually think they do a much better job in setting up a golf course for scoring than the USGA does.
Well, I like the way the USGA does because I like that they set it up as, I think, the most difficult test in golf.
Yeah.
Versus, I think the PGA sets it up for the PGA. It's a tougher PGA event, but it's not what the US Open is. So that's I like how they both do it.
But here's the other thing,
right for each event.
Augusta at 11 under was exciting as always. I mean, when you look at Augusta at 11 under was exciting. There's, minimal rough at Augusta. They get flyers out of that. That's all they do. They've got flyer.
Yeah, but those greens are the
again
greens you're ever going to play.
Correct. And you know what? They could do that at Valhalla this week.
No, not the way Augusta can.
Not the way Augusta can. No. But
Augusta has underneath area
Bryson and his 3D printed irons can go out there and shoot 7 under on the first day. And I'll be like, well, there goes that bet.
I want those.
How'd that work out for him? How'd that work out for him at the Masters though?
He didn't have those at the Masters.
Yeah, he did.
He did. The 3D printed ones? Oh, okay. They just came out, but they look filthy.
Yeah, he had it because they just got USG conformed right before the Masters.
Okay. Funny, he was using them on Live before they were USG conforming.
Does Live govern? Does USGA govern Live? No, he can do whatever he wants.
No, they do. They play by USGA rules.
They do, but by USGA rules. But if Live lets them do it, they're going to let them do it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure if Liv wanted to put, let him, shoot out of a cannon on a hole and give some guy $20,
let's get back on.
They would let him do that too.
Wow, Dave just brought out the cannon fire. I love it.
Let's get back on the PGA here, though. But I think that 14 under. If there's a bottleneck between 10 and 14 under, this is going to be an exciting.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to see. I don't want to see it over 14 under. I'd like to see.
I want to see. I want to
think,
see 3 groups on Sunday chasing it down.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd like to see 6 people chasing down this that have a chance, and then maybe one outlier that just had an amazing Sunday that put himself.
Just somebody that went off early and went like 8-9 under.
Exactly, like, and then
is sitting in the clubhouse, having a transfusion, and then I'm like, I should go warm back up.
Yeah, that would.
I'll take the under. I'll take the under on them having a transfusion at that point.
But I want to see these storylines. Like, I want to see someone, a PGA professional out there, like, doing well. I want to see how Scotty does after being a dad now, like, because that sleep schedule has changed.
Yep.
I want to see Brooks try to defend. I want to see Rory go for his 5th, because he even said that window is closing. And he had a great week, but he's got some other stuff. There's so much stuff here that I imagine if Jordan gets the Grand Slam. That's awesome. Like,
and if JT plays like JT does at a PGA, who knows what's going to happen?
And usually he's not playing that well.
Why hasn't
and plays amazing?
Why hasn't that transitioned over to the other 3 majors?
Because of what we just said about how it's set up, and because of with him, it means more because his dad is a teaching professional.
Yeah,
I think that's the other.
A lot of JT is mental. A lot of it is mental, and you see, we've watched him play at the Masters. We've watched him hit shots there at the Masters, and he gets in his own head so much because, yes, his dad is a teaching professional, and this is how he grew up, and he starts overthinking and overanalyzing, every single shot that he hits when he's not on.
Yeah.
I'm watching the end of the Pacers in the first quarter, and yes! Sorry.
Oh,
great win the other night. Great win the other night for them, by the way.
That was the fourth quarter. I was there. The fourth quarter was just basically watching a G League game. It was both benches, like the bottom of both benches. But that's what this is you have that mental game is what golf is, and that's the tough thing about it. So,
and I think with the PGA, we had the great story last year. Michael Block overshadowed Brooks from Live winning it. That was the overshadow. What's the great story coming out of this year? What's the great story coming out of the PGA?
Yeah, and we're gonna see. I'm excited to watch it. I kind of wish I would just drive a few hours south and go see it. I might try to see if I could sneak in some tickets for the weekend, but it's
I'll meet you there.
I know that's what I'm saying. But I can hopefully find something that's like, oh, hey, I got an extra ticket. It's gonna be.
I could be in Indy in 5 hours.
I know, Dave. I'm just saying that I'm probably, if I'm getting a ticket, it's probably just like one ticket that's like someone. Hey, my buddy can't go anymore.
Jackson turns 10 this weekend. Damn it, I can't go.
You should have gotten Jackson that for his birthday.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. He's getting a droid.
But
what you're looking for.
These are not.
We saw great stories coming out of the Masters, and I think this year is set up to have each of the majors have that one great story. And
what if Tiger's goatee wins this?
What if who?
Tiger's goatee wins this. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, I have. I want to see him. You know what?
Everybody's going to Perkins.
Wow, him and Rory together.
But here's the thing. It's just like, is it the Grand Slam for Jordan? Is it Rory getting back on track? Is it a live player winning it? Do we have another PGA professional that makes a run and is paired with somebody on Sunday?
I mean, we've already had an amateur win this year.
Yes,
on tour.
We had a 16-year-old at Myrtle Beach that was right in there.
Exactly. Like, there's been some good storylines this year, and I think
16-year-old in Myrtle Beach that had a TaylorMade staff bag.
Which that TaylorMade
Callaway staff bag. Callaway staff bag.
Steve, you have staff bags sitting around your house too. That doesn't mean anything.
I will say we
That's
talked
true.
about other stuff on this. The TaylorMade. I always love the TaylorMade bags for the majors. This year, this one for the
Not this year.
Kentucky. They
The
overdid
best,
it for this one.
the best bag they've ever done for TaylorMade was the bag they did in Boston.
Yeah, the Brookline. I have the head cover,
The
the butter
Brook-
cover for that. The Brookline one is
Brookline-
one of their best ones ever.
including
have to
the
agree with
Sam
that.
Adams, including the Sam Adams pint on it. I mean, that thing was awesome.
Like it's got Old Glory on it. Like that was a good one
Yeah,
for
that was,
the
yeah.
that Brookline. But that's the thing about these events, and that's what we love about golf is we want these stories, we want what's going on there, and I think that it's going to be a fun week. So, well, Dave, I think it's about that time.
That time.
We need some odds with Dave.
we need Smack first.
Well,
You wanna
we're
do
talking
Smack?
about the PGA. No, Smack's coming later.
Well, let's go to
I'm ready.
odds, and then we'll go to Smack.
We're
Okay.
not gonna do Smack till after we do the duck race and everything. We're pushing Smack back.
All right,
So
Dave,
I
I'm going to throw names out that I'm going to want odds for this week because I'm
Okay, hold on. We're to start with Michael Block and John Daly. They're at 5,000 to 1.
So you're
Each.
telling me there's a chance?
There's always a chance. Tiger is 300 to 1.
Because he's Tiger.
Where's-
Woods.
Tiger for
where's
a top 10. Tiger for a top 10 is 20 to 1.
Where's Phil?
Still looking.
Yeah,
Phil is 400 to 1, 25 to 1 for a top 10.
okay. So I'm
Besides
gonna ask this question.
Koepka,
I'm going to ask this question. Tiger's played one event this
put
year.
your pencil down.
Tiger's played one event this year. He's 300 to 1. Phil has played every event on the Live Tour. He's 400 to 1.
He's goddamn Tiger
cool.
Woods.
I mean, I'm
So, Dave, besides Brooks Koepka, because he's obviously the highest percentage on Live.
I would say
Uh,
John Rahm. is-
not-
John Rahm and Brooks are tied at 16 to 1.
Okay,
Bryson
so besides
is-
the two of them.
Bryson is 28.
Okay, that was my next question. Who's next?
Yep,
That's what I
Bryson is 28.
Where's
So you have
Cam?
three. You have
Where's Cam?
three live guys in the top
Where's-
6.
Where's Cam?
And DJ. So Cam and DJ. is what I'm
Cam is 45 to 1. And DJ is 80 to 1. So your top guys, Scotty, 4 to 1. Rory, 7.5. Xander, 14. Rahm, 16. Brooks, 16. Ludwig, 22. Bryson, 28. Morikawa, 30. Homa, 35. Joaquin Neiman at 35. Wyndham Clark and Victor and Patrick Cantley at 40.
Funny enough,
Like,
Bradley, I'm going to point this out.
Who's ever making these odds went with the top 3 and then threw darts at the board after that.
Bradley, I'm going to point this out. Phil actually has his best finish ever in a live event this year. He finished 6th. He still has never cracked the top 5 in the field of what is now 54.
So, like I said, this is, the guys making the odds. You have Scotty and Rory, and then it's a crapshoot pretty much after that.
What was
The
Ludwig?
Gala.
20? What was Ludwig? 20?
Ludwig is 22.
Did they not learn anything after the Masters?
Yeah. Thagala, 65.
Where's
Jordan, 65.
Jordan's hurt?
Yep.
Where's
Jason Day.
Where's your other
Jason
left
Day,
out? I mean,
65.
where's
Ricky?
Ricky? Yeah.
It's Tony Finau, 80. Ricky, still looking. Patrick Reed, 150.
I'm surprised it's that. I'm surprised those odds are that good.
Taylor Pendrith, 180. Jason Knapp, 200.
Isn't it Jake now?
Jake Knapp, sorry. Jason Knapp's a catcher.
Yeah,
Tiger 3, Maverick 300. Still looking for Ricky.
Oh, dear Lord. He's past Tiger.
I think he's past Phil too. Or I missed him.
Is he in the field?
I had to miss him. I had to miss him. He's not 100. He's not 1,500 to 1.
No.
JT 50 to 1. I don't see Ricky. Sepp Straka 90.
All right. Well, we're not. Is Ricky in the field?
Yep.
That's the.
Oh, Ricky Fowler 200 to 1. There he is.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right under Brian Harmon at 180.
With
So,
all of
like
that,
I said, you get past the top two. Now, if I was allowed to pick Xander Schauffele for a 54-hole lead, I'd probably take it.
That's another topic for another conversation. Greg and I had a really good conversation this morning in the car regarding that very name and overachieving and underachieving in his career.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in another show. So, but
yeah,
I think with that, I think we need to have our duck race.
Duck race.
Duck race. Love duck race.
All right, here we go. Give me a number between 1 and 10, Dave.
8.
It's the same number. It's the same number I was going to say.
6, 7, 8. There we go. I got
a crown.
Duck. Dave's got a crown. You get that because you win. We got 30 seconds here. Let's see who we get.
This is the right to pick Scotty and Rory.
This is where we're going with this.
And then who's ever number 3 gets to kind of figure out what they want to do. Oh, I'm not going to win.
Oh, I'm falling too far back here. I'm almost off the screen.
No, you're not.
Oh, we're making a charge.
Yeah.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and Scotty!
You're taking Scotty?
So it's Greg, Dave, Steve. There's your photo finish. Just like the Kentucky Derby. I'm taking Scotty.
Go ahead, Dave. Just say Rory.
Bradley, I'm doing it 2 weeks in a row because I can, because it's a major.
Way you can.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I can because it's a major. We've made that rule.
Yes, the majors don't count to that rule. That is
majors don't count. Damn it! I really didn't want to take Rory. Majors don't count.
I'm taking the golfing dad is taking the new golfing dad. So
I almost wanted to take Bryson.
So then take Bryson.
No, I'm taking Rory.
Okay.
Steve?
I'm torn between 2 golfers.
Ludwig?
That's one of them.
I know. That's your Rory and Ricky to Dave. And Lucas Glover?
No.
It's a collective, Brad. It's a collective.
No, the other one I was actually going to go on a limb and take Brooks. Give me Ludwig.
All right. So going into this week, our standings. After my win, I am at 132. Steve, because everybody made the cut with Wyndham Clark, gets 1 point for 114. And Greg with a top 5 performance.
The top
10.
Sure, yeah.
Top 5. You got picked up 15 points. You're up to 82.
All right. My comeback begins. So That's where
I
we're
really
going.
like. I could just type the first 3 letters of anybody's name right now, and they just populate for.
All right, Steve. Now it's your time.
I played LBV. I don't know if you guys saw. I posted we finished 67 minutes ahead of pace at LBV the other day, using my mindset golf ball, 18 holes, 1 golf ball, and it's still the best golf ball I've ever played.
What's it like to play with 1 golf ball?
It's glorious.
I mean, it's glorious. I'm not gonna lie. This week's Smack of the Week
with 1 golf ball.
I feel like the person in this week's Smack of the Week could really use a mindset golf ball to show him where to hit it. It would have helped him in this case. So we'll just roll it.
I love the recorder. How do you lose the club? Like,
there's so many questions to ask there.
On Sun City somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't focus. No, he did not.
He needs that mindset.
He does need the mindset. He does.
So it's a game changer. If you haven't gotten it, go get it.
Go try it because
do their online ball fitting before you get
100%
anything.
100%. But
best way to do it, do their online ball fitting. Because look, all 3 of us have all their balls from the mindset. I could tell you that, and I am not the world's greatest golfer by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you're not.
I could tell you the difference between the one I'm hitting right now and the one Steve is playing.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. And the thing that this, Mark, Steven, you and I talked about this. It makes a difference in the way you set up. It looks like something like, why would I use that? But it works. You're going to use it differently than other people do, but it gives you that right mindset for playing golf out there.
Duff, I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, it says OBJ, and I'm just going with that being Odell Beckham Jr. is all it says.
One hand.
Oh, I think, I don't know.
Who's now a Miami Dolphin?
Yes, then you went from my team to other teams to now your team, Dave. So
what it's funny that mindset technology it's just so good when you focus on it and you work on just hitting the golf ball solid. By the way, speaking of focusing, did anyone see the video that has come out from Paynes Valley of the tornado at Paynes Valley? There's a tornado literally. Yeah, there's a tornado at Paynes Valley video. If you get a chance, go search for that.
Golfers were running for their life.
No, golfers were on the golf course watching literally a tornado come into Paynes Valley today.
I read a blurb about it, but I haven't seen the video yet.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty scary. I memean, obviously, Dave, we're not as close to tornadoes this time of year as you are, but
I am. I'm in Tornado Alley.
Yeah,
I sit on my front porch with a beer and watch.
Yeah, it's basically like handling a
Florida
hurricane.
Florida man. There you go, Dave.
No, it's the same. To be honest, Dave.
It's a Midwest thing to do.
The Midwest handles tornadoes the way Florida handles hurricanes. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, with that, we got a big week. This sports greatness continues. We keep having.
Wait! Whoa! Hold on. Clyer just put up something that I really don't believe, but Steve set the greens on fire with his mindset.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if he's gonna do,
Mike did was that he had only 3-4 putts or
no, one putting for bogey every time.
Oh, okay, that works too. So on that note, because we ended on a high one,
a 6 handicap. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's 2 of us that have that. So, all right, it's a great show, everybody. Let's get ready for this major, and then we got 2 more left. So, fun week.
Hey, Greg, really quick, the 500 is the end of the month, isn't it?
500 Memorial Day weekend. It's that the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend.
Maybe we should
Sunday before.
Maybe
Memorial
we should. Well, no, because none of us understand IndyCar. I would say let's pick that, but we don't understand IndyCar. So
I understand it. Once you live here, you have to understand it.
Yeah, you want the odds?
No,
we'll get there that
this week. We'll get there next week. So,
yeah.
all right.
Hey,
Cheers, everybody.
Coming up, we'll have our Father's Day episode coming up with our gift guide. Stay tuned for that, and we'll get that out to everybody.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
that has gone viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits